Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi. I saw this picture on Discord, Nerdy's fault again, and I jokingly said, no, I'm not doing it. Guess what? I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm definitely doing it. I'm using armature wire to create a body, a skeleton basically. Just a simple shape, and I'll attach the arms on with some very thin wire. That will make them secure, and the thin wire will also help to keep the foil on, because I'm going to use foil to make the body shape. It helps you to not have to use so much clay. It's a lot better, and it'll also make it lighter, because this is quite a big character and it is very top heavy in the picture, and I want it to stand up straight, well, stand up like the picture, so the legs are very thin compared to the rest of its body. So the lighter the better the top and the heavier the bottom, then it makes it a lot more stable. So I'm putting foil over the top of the arms, and I'm going to make a belly. And I realised that the legs are they're just not right, and so I snip them off and I put them somewhere else, and then I extend them. But that also makes them stronger, because then you've got thicker pieces of wire together, and it also makes it heavier. So the heavier the bottom, the better. Now I'm cutting the stick to make it for the head, and I'm going to smush more foil together, and I'm going to make some little balls to make for the eyes, just so they stick out more. Now a frog doesn't have a neck, so I don't need to have this done separately, so I will just stick it all together in one go. And the balls do help to put the clay on top of, to give you that shape. And I've also tried to do the shape of the frog's head as a frog's head, but obviously not too much detail. So there I realised it's too long, so I could cut it right down, and then I super glue it straight into the neck area, and then that makes it nice and sturdy. And I do attach a little bit more super glue and hold it down for a bit, just to make sure that it doesn't fall off. Now I put the arms in a different position compared to the picture, simply because I wasn't really taking notice of the picture at this point. I was just going with the flow, and I was trying to make sure that I dimpled this foil in as much as possible, because it needs to have some sort of shape. So yeah, I've moved the legs, and right now it looks really odd. It looks like a bumblebee body, but that does get rectified when I put on the Sculpey Light, that's the one. So these legs look rather short as well. They will be extended, like I said, and it makes it a lot heavier. So that's the body sorted, and I'm going to put the Sculpey Light on, and I need to define a chest area, and I need to make the arms, and also thicken out the thigh area, the forearms, but I don't want them to be too thick. Now I have done hands. They're not fantastic, but they're not bad either. I think I've done quite well with the hands this time. They're doing what they're supposed to. They look like hands. I mean, I even put some dimples in for nail beds. I mean, it's a frog, but they don't have nails. Well, I guess this is a cross between a frog and a human, really. She's definitely a bad ASS. I quite like her. I don't know what to call her, but she's definitely got something about her. I like her. But I like the boots the most, what I've done. I really do. Now, this stuff is really hard to work with. It's so smushy, and it doesn't like to stick to anything, not even itself. So you have to be really careful, because it's the lightest touch, and it's off. It's somewhere else. It's gone. So you have to be really, really gentle. I'm heavy-handed. I am really heavy-handed. So I had to keep going back and forth with this. Just kept messing with it and trying to straighten it, and then realising that I've pressed too hard, and then I've got to be more gentle. And I don't do gentle. I never have. So I'm going to keep on going with this, and then do round the back. And again, you can see that bit in the middle. It looks really odd, but it will look better. And besides, even if it hadn't, the tutu would have hidden it, so it wouldn't have been a huge problem. See, if I'd have thought about what positions and stuff I needed for the body first, then that wouldn't have been an issue. But obviously I do everything back to front. My brain had already got the picture in my head of how I wanted it, so I was kind of working backwards from there. And I'm trying to make sure she's got some sort of definition around the chest, and I did put like little stumps on the end of the hand, and then I thought, no, I'm just going to leave them as they are. I don't want them to be too hand-like, because I can attach the hands later, which I do. Now, I've moved my desk around. This is not my favourite tool. This is also not very good. But I did find it eventually. And while that one has been done, I'm now going on to the axe. I say done, it's first layer. So the axe I cut out with my nail file, my trusty nail file. It can't file a nail for toffee. It's been used on that many things that the actual metal file is no longer a file. It's just smooth. So I use it as a cutting blade for clay. As for tools for clay, you can use absolutely anything. Anything. It's great. And the stick wasn't long enough for me. I'd already cut it and then thought, now the size of the frog is bigger than I expected, and I need to make this bigger than it should be. So I had to sort of compensate, and I've put a little bit of clay over the top just to make it look as though it's one piece, one solid piece. And then I smush it down with my favourite tool, which is also getting very grubby and horrible. Thank God I've got two. I can only use one at a time. You'll have to excuse me, my voice keeps going. And I'm smoothing out the edges, making sure it's all nice and tidy and neat. And I've cut out the bit where it's broken in the picture, and I'll bake that in my air fryer with the rest of it all in one go. Now, I say air fryer, yeah, I should really have measured how big my air fryer is. Luckily, and I mean luckily, when I got everything together, it just fit. I mean, I had to force it, don't get me wrong, I had to force it. So it did kind of crack the boot. So now it's time to actually make the boots. I've already made my shapes out of foil, put a hole in the top so you can put the legs in. And what I'll do is, I'll do the legs, and then I'll attach some clay as a circle to go over the tops and push the actual legs back in. And then I will complete my boots by adding more clay, putting the details in, such as the laces and the tongue and the little bits where the laces go through, and they do look quite cute. I like them. I do. I like them. I mean, last time I tried to make a shoe, oh god, it was for that film, Usual Suspects, and I wanted 2 shoes, one going forward and one going sideways to hold up a piece of hold up the painting I'd done. Yeah, they were awful. They were absolutely awful. But I was using cheap, horrible clay. Now, I know you shouldn't blame a workman shouldn't blame his own tools, but it were awful. And doing these boots today, I actually think I fell in love with the boots. They look so cute. I mean, I'd got the little rivet holes, and I've got the laces going across, the tongue were flapping out, and putting some gloss on when I'd painted. It made them shine like proper bother boots, or docks, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I like them. And I've made it look so one of her feet as she's walking has kind of slipped on one of the skulls, so it's kind of tilted over. It's yeah, if I say I like it one more time, I think someone's going to shoot me. Oh dear, I'm sick of hearing myself say it. But I've had to wiggle and jiggle this just to make sure it stays up. And I'm using bits of clay and going through my pasta machine that April got me. And it's brilliant for stuff like this. Just little bits going through nicely, so they're all nice and level. Same thickness, that's what I'm trying to say, same thickness. And I'm just gently teasing me tool around, just trying to get it into all the nooks and crannies, but also not making it too flattened, because the texture of the foil, I don't want the texture of that, so I do have to be a little bit more careful not to press it too hard. And that shoe, I think I've had that shoe up and down like a pair of dirty drawers. It's just, it wasn't playing nice for me at the beginning. I wanted it to be kind of tilted up, which I've got it now. It has tilted up, it's great. I loved making this today, I really did. It's took me, let's see, 12 hours altogether to make that. The video was 3 hours long, and I've had to drag it down by super speeding, because nobody wants to watch me do it for 3 hours. Even I don't want to watch me for doing it 3 hours. I don't mind sitting here for 12 hours doing something like that, but not to actually sit and watch me do it. So that's one boot almost done, and I'm putting the little straps where you put the laces just down the sides, and then I'll put little snakes of clay across. Oh, and I have to make sure I smush it in a bit so it looks like it's part of the shoe, and then I'll put little laces across it and it'll look fab. Well, I think it looks fab. I'm tooting my own horn for a change. I actually enjoyed this, and I think it's quite good, although I am going to point out something. Its nose is wrong, and it's too late to fix it now. Oh well, you live you learn, and I'll learn for next time, hopefully. I think it's something to do with my eyes not being able to, or me processing, because I see one thing in something and then it comes out completely different. I don't know. But you can see I've got some foil underneath that foot. And now I'm doing the fingers. Ooh, this was hard. This was really hard. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's come out fine. Not great, but fine. You can tell it's a hand. It's holding the stick, and it's attached to the frog. Not right now, obviously, because I'm making it. But yeah, they're holding up. I do wonder if I should just go over the top with some UV resin though, just in case I decide to drop it, because I know what I'm like. But then I don't know if I want the shiny on it. I like the shiny on the eyes and the shiny on the boots. I think I quite like the frog just as it is. I don't know. What do you think? Shall I put some shine on it? Make it look like it's a wet frog? Or leave it? Decisions. And this is me trying to figure out where this hand's going. I'm thinking, what am I missing? What am I missing? Well, obviously it's the palm. There's no palm. I'm trying to put fingers on a nub. So yeah, I did that. Now I'm doing the other hand a different way. This way, I've made the kind of palm, and then I'm sticking all the fingers together. And then what I'll do is I'll wrap it round the stick and then add it to the nub. The wrist, that's the one. Not a nub, it's the wrist. Oy. Ridiculous. Oh, my cat's ringing his bell. This is where I'm struggling to actually get the hand to stay right and stay up and stay still. But eventually I get it and I'm like, oh my god, it's worked. But I'm going to get this in the oven. Well, air fryer. So I do wrap that bit round there to make it more wrist-like. Because it didn't look cohesive, it didn't look like one piece. So I kind of had to think about how to make it look like the arm had gone to the wrist, to the hand, and not just a full stop. So I did that bit, and then it was on to the base. I baked it in between this, and it was time to do the fancy bits. So I'm sticking the skulls on the bottom, and I'm going to put some debris around. So it's like she's walking through like a Terminator field. You know, at the beginning of Terminator when they're having the war, and you can see the skulls everywhere. A bit like that. I think that's the beginning. I might be mistaken, I'm not sure. So I'll put some wood and some skulls and a mound of earth or ash or whatever you want to call it, and I put that skull right underneath that book just to give it some balance, just to make sure it's not going to fall over. I mean, it was fine, I just didn't want to chance it. It's all quite sturdy, it's really good. I've learnt a lot with this one. Especially super glue does not like me. It either sticks or it don't. Most of the time, it don't, except in my fingers. I'm forever sticking my fingers together. And these bits of stick are what I've just cut off from putting his head on. And there's bits that I do snap to make it look a bit more rugged. And I think it could have done with a thicker base, I think. Something a little bit more heavier. I don't know. But yeah, this is all going to get painted in a minute. And it'll start to come alive. So when I start painting... Oh, yeah, I'm going to paint it all black first. Oh, not all of it. The bits I want black, like the boots, the bottom, and the tutu top. And the eyes. So I've done that, and I'm now on to my favourite colour, green. I do like this green. Oh, there's something about this green that just sings to me. I wonder why that is. I bet half of you going, Grinch, Grinch, Grinch. Yeah, cause it Grinch. Oh, can you see that little pin in the background? That little green one? That's from JD. He sent me that ages ago. I love it. There's also that card he sent me there somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to paint it all green, the bits that have left white, and then I'll put some different bits of colour on, and then some dark green spots, and then I'll dry brush the skulls and put some detail, just little bits of detail, not too much because I don't want to over fussy it. And then when I've painted it, then I shall gloss up the bits that need glossing, like the eyes and the boots, just so they stand out a bit more. Now I don't know whether I should actually go back into it and then gloss the axe head. Don't know. Or make it more dirty looking. I'll have to think about that one. Because I keep looking at it and thinking, you look a bit dull. A little bit dull. So, there's the fingers. And I have worked out that the axe can be put in and out if I need to. So, such like if I do sell it, then I can take it out and put it to one side so I can pack it. But these thighs, I like these thighs. In fact, the bottom half looks like a blooming chicken. I think it looks like a chicken, but then I don't know. But I didn't want a pink tutu. I just thought that was a bit too girly. I want a black one, not the actual two-wheel, whatever it's called, the costume bit, and then the tutu will be fluffed out. I'm just painting the axe, just putting shiny bits on the end. This stuff I love this stuff. And as you can see, I've left the picture so you can see it. And the eyes, I'm making them bronze. I like that colour. It's beautiful, beautiful colour. And what I'll do is when they're dry, I'll put some gloss varnish on top. I need to put the light dots in first, but I'll use yellow instead of white, so it's not too in your face, not too pokey-arty. I wish I could speak English, it'd be great. So I also go a little bit over with the end of the brush just in the skulls and just put little bits here and there, but it's not the bottom I really want to be looking at, it's the rest of it. I mean, it all ties in, but that boot, when the shine is on it, oh my word, those boots, I like them. I've said it again, look, just haven't shut up. Well, eventually, Haven't got long now, only another 4 minutes. So I'm going in with bits of whatever paint I've got left, and I'm just going to do the nostrils a little bit and then put some green dots on the spots so it's a spotty frog, and then add a little bit of whatever colour's left on the desk just to muddy her up a bit or just give her some depth, some tones, different tones. And then I'm going to glue. I'm going to glue with a hot glue gun. And I think I glue my fingers more to it than I do the actual tool, whatever it's called. Oh, gold. And yeah, you'll notice I'm using all kinds of colours, blue, clear, black, because basically I ran out. But actually you don't see the fact I use clear because I thought I was recording, and obviously I wasn't. See, in this picture the tutu is also not perfect, it's quite raggedy. So when I've done this, I'm going to hack at it, make it shorter and more ripped. Makes her look more bad to the bone really when she's looking like that. And And this were an absolute nightmare because this material just kept wanting to do what it wanted. Didn't want to do what I wanted. And I didn't like the top half, so I did put some pink in. I put a pink ribbon round it. And I did learn from this too. I wish I'd have done the first piece like I did the second piece, because all I did was stick it to the ribbon and then put it round, whereas I could have done that with the first piece instead of burning my fingers. Not that I can feel most of that anyway, but there were some points it really did get me, like there. But majority of the time I was like, nah, it's alright, fine. It could have been because I got a build up of glue as well, but I don't know. So yeah, that's that first bit done, near enough. And then it's the whole, let's think of something else. Let's think of a different way of doing it. And it worked. It really did work. I just want to take this time to say thank you to my channel members, my subscribers. Recently got to 50,000 views. I have no idea what that means. It's a big number, so yay! There is links in the description box for discount codes. So grab yourself some money off if you want to. I just want to say thank you everybody for watching, and let's keep on going, and one day I'll get to 1,000 subscribers. You never know. But hey ho. So I'm going to take some photos and put them at the end, and I shall say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
In a world of shadows, light does sing. Goth unicorn with a blackened wing. Happy she dances under